Welcome to the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast. I'm Tori Mystic, here with my dog Lucy. Together, we're interviewing cool, creative women entrepreneurs whose work is inspired by their dogs. Do you dream of working alongside your dog? Then sit, stay, and listen to the latest episode. On this episode, I'm talking to an industrial designer who is reinventing the dog crate. Imagine having a safe, functional, and pretty crate for your dog. She's making it a reality, and she launched a Kickstarter campaign to get it off the ground. This is such a great conversation. I know you're all going to get a lot out of it. Let's dive in. Amy Kim is a crazy dog mom and an industrial designer launching a new nesting space for dogs on Kickstarter called PAWD. She started Chasing Monkey as an Instagram account for her dog Monkey and turned it into a company when Amy came up with the idea for this cool product for Monkey while living in New York City. Amy is also a single mom to a 3-year-old boy and has a full-time job while pursuing her dream of making PAWD a reality. Hey, Amy.
Hi, Tori. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So PAWD, which is PAWD, is this product that you came up with. Tell us about it.
Okay, so I came up with PAWD because I was living in a small apartment with Monkey in New York City. And I got a crate to train Monkey, but it was just so ugly and clunky. And when I had people coming over, I wanted to hide it. Like, what is that thing? You know, and I'd be like, oh, that's Monkey's bed. And so I would cover it with a towel or something, or, you know, and I was like, all right, I got to go look for a cuter crate for Monkey. But I could not find anything out there. Like, the best product that I found, or the closest, was like a wood crate that doesn't really match my apartment. So then I just, I went to the Pet Expo to see if there was something out there. And I realized there wasn't anything. So then I'm like, all right, I'm an industrial designer. I'm going to give it a go. So then I came up with PAWD. And it took me 3 years because it's a lot of designing, reiteration, and prototyping, and then you have to repeat it. So it's been a long process, but a very rewarding one. So that's how I came up with
That's so cool. So you mentioned your industrial design background. Like, what kind of products and items have you designed in that professional capacity?
So I studied automotive design. So I went to go design cars for Ford in Detroit for 5 years. And then after that, I wanted to get out of Detroit, explore something new. So I went to a product design consultancy in New York. I worked for Xbox. I designed the controller for Xbox. And after that, I went to another video game company designing their hardware. And after that, I went to go work for a startup in New York. And that's when I was tinkering with an idea of PAWD. And then I unexpectedly moved out of New York, and I had my son. And that gave me some time off to think about what I really wanted to do. So then at that time, I was like, you know what? Like, I just got to pursue something that I want to do this time instead of just going back to the safe corporate gig. So then, started pursuing it.
That's so awesome. So, okay, so 3 years is kind of a long time, but if you can condense it a little bit, like, what are the steps that you took from when you came up with this idea? Like, like, what do you do next? Obviously you have a design background, so you sort of know, but like if someone had a crazy idea for a baby gate for dogs or something, like, it would be kind of similar. Like, how would you get to this point?
Okay. First, you got to do a ton of research, see what's out there, what kind of patents are filed, or if there's anything similar, so that you can't come up, because sometimes you might infringe on someone else's patent, you know, and if you're coming up with something new like that, then you need to do a lot of research. So I came up with a design that I liked, and you can find all these great resources on Upwork.com, where it's just like a website of freelancers. And so you can find industrial designers to help you. You can find design engineers to help you. And then from there, you make your prototypes. But this is, I come from a design background, and this was very hard for me. So I can't imagine like someone who's living in somewhere there, it's not where there's like a huge design community trying to get something made. But but there's a lot of great resources out there. And being an entrepreneur is being able to find the answers on your own. So everyone could have a great idea, but it's just that you have to find that idea and go online and figure out, how to make that idea come true. And there's so many people that you could just email, like I've emailed just random people, said, hey, I'm doing this. Could you help me out? And then they'll give you great feedback. I once heard like somebody give a chat about entrepreneurship, like on a seminar or something, or wrote like, and then so I just emailed him and I said, hey, can you help me out? Like I have this idea. What do you think? And I didn't think I would get a response, but he was like, oh, I happen to be at the airport right now, just waiting for my flight. If you want to get on a call. And he was like in Switzerland or something. And I was like, okay. So I was able to talk to like a complete stranger for 30 minutes about my idea and get some feedback.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, there's like a lot of little hidden opportunities that if you really want it, you can find on your own. You don't need like a guru to help you, and you don't need to be a guru yourself. Like you could figure it out. And that's the beauty of like entrepreneurship, right? We're all like just learning it on the fly.
Exactly. I know. It's amazing what you can just learn on the internet. Like, at least for me, I've like shifted both of my businesses a bunch in the last year, and like you just figure it out,
Yeah, like YouTube is such a great resource for that, where, I mean, this is like a silly example, but I'm like, I need to change the filter on something, and then I'll just YouTube it. So if you have a question about doing something digital online, there is an answer for you on YouTube. Like someone else has the same exact problem.
Right. So okay. So, all right. So you found, or you found designers, or you did the design yourself and sort of put together like the technical parts of the design and did prototypes and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So then like, how do you tell people that it exists? I guess that's like the next part of building this.
Yeah. And that was the hardest part for me because I've never done marketing. I've never done like social outreach, never really been into social media. And now I'm doing it all on my own. But the best part is that you can learn that too, so I have been able to, so this is what I've done. And anyone can do this. So marketing to pet owners, it's a very unique group because at one point or another, they had a great experience with their pet. So like everyone already has a positive connection to their pet, right? Which is unlike a lot of products out there. And not only that, like pet moms are similar, or pet parents are similar to like baby parents. But at the same time, baby parents aren't posting about their babies all the time because they're a little bit weary about showing off, putting their pictures of their babies online. But their pets, it's like, hey, I got the cutest dog in the world and she's so amazing, or he's so amazing. So people are constantly sharing stories about their dogs. And I think that they're very receptive to it because there's that positivity, like there's that positive connection. So what I did was I figured, okay, if I don't have like, I'm on a smaller budget and I'm going to find people that I need to reach out to. I figured if I went on Instagram and found like email leads, which so many pet parents have on there. So if I found 30 emails a day, like every night before I went to sleep, I look up 30 emails, right? In 30 days, you'll have 900. So that's 900 free leads that you can contact.
That's amazing.
And so, so you just have to think, where are my buyers and how could I access them without like costing me too much money? Mm-hmm. So then I did that for about like 2 months before leading up to the launch. And I just reached out to a ton of influencers. And, the thing is like, don't expect anything. Don't expect anyone to respond to you. but the very few that do, like, they could really help you, like talking to you, Tori.
Right.
Yeah, and so you could have conversations. And the thing about it is, like, you can't think of reaching out to these people as like one-time deal. You have to see it as like a long-term deal. Like you're planting the seed, and now they know about your product. They might not purchase it today or next week, but then maybe in 6 months they'll say, hey, like I saw that somewhere. Oh, maybe you might be interested to somebody else.
Yeah.
So that's the way that I look at it, because you're going to go through so many rejections, and like so, like a lot of people aren't going to respond, but at the same time, just know that like you're building towards something, and little by little, like you'll get there. And that's just been the biggest learning curve for me, is that you have to be really patient, but then you have to like keep up the enthusiasm.
Right, because you never know what could come out of it. And just so everyone who's listening here knows, Amy reached out to me randomly. I was one of those people who she found their email address on Instagram, and that's why we're here talking right now. And I saw she sent me a link to check out PAWD on Kickstarter, and like right now, I don't have the need for a crate. But when Lucy was a puppy, I had one of those standard metal crates, and it was so ugly. And she like would bend the metal door to like sneak out of it. And I actually sewed a like slip cover to go over top of the crate to make it like look prettier. I went and chose like a nice pretty fabric that I liked, and then I like sewed it myself on the sewing machine. So even though I'm not in the market for a crate right now, I totally identified with the problem that you were solving. And like, who knows, I might need a crate for the next puppy. I'm sure there will be another puppy one day. And I was just excited. It's a really well-designed product. I want everyone to go look at it. And it comes in pretty colors like pink, which I liked.
Yeah.
So I think I really wanted to sort of share your story. And even though I'm not gonna buy one right this second, hopefully this message will get out to lots of people and sort of get the word out about PAWD. So tell us a little bit. So I saw your Kickstarter page, which is live, if everyone wants to go check it out. Tell us how you chose to do Kickstarter. Like why do Kickstarter?
Well, so I really had to think about like who my audience is, right? Who's gonna like a PAWD, and it's generally like younger people that are single mom and dads that live in urban areas, right? Because it's because we're only launching with one size, and if you live in a city, you're more likely to have a smaller dog. And when I was living in New York City, the only way you could potty train your dog was with a crate. So so I was figuring out who my audience is and where are they at, and I felt like Kickstarter was a right platform. And Kickstarter is so much work. Like I was just doing the research, and there's a whole nother world to it, which I won't go deep into, but it just felt like a very condensed marketing campaign for a product launch, but you learn so fast because there's so much you have to do. So I just felt like it had the right audience. It's very design forward, and I know that Kickstarters are early adopters, and so they would be there. So just like thinking about where it would be a good platform to launch my product was, behind it. And also like, it's great to get market validation, like, is my product something that people want? Am I going to go and spend $50,000 on tooling when nobody wants it?
Right.
So it's a good way of like gauging your audience, your customer.
So tell us, like, what is the time frame and what's the goal that you set for your campaign?
The campaign is going to be 40 days, and the goal is 50,000.
Awesome. And do you have lots of like cool rewards for people who contribute?
Yes. So, well, We have the standard pods that you could mix and match. We got white, gray, and pink. And you can also get the bed inserts, which you can mix and match as well. But for our earliest backers, we will be able to like customize their dog's name on the front plate, the front door of the crate.
Ooh, that sounds really fun.
The pod, yeah.
I love anything that's personalized for my dog.
Yeah. So get them. You be the first ones to get them.
Running your own business isn't easy. There is so much to keep up with every day to let people know that you exist. Posting on social media can be really effective, but who has time to research all the latest algorithms and strategies to gain new followers and get them to your website? Based on everything I learned growing my Instagram presence for my own account, which is @tmystic, I created a new business called Instamystic. I'm here to help you magically create positively engaging Instagram content, whether you're promoting your dog, your business, or yourself. You can learn more about how I can help you at torimystic.com. That's TORIMISTICK.com. And since you're a loyal podcast listener, I created a free bonus just for you. Get 24 of my go-to dog mom hashtags by visiting torimystic.com/dogmom. You can also find a direct link to this list in the show notes of this episode. So what makes the pod better? I know you've already kind of described like how you came up with it and everything, but what makes it so unique compared to other dog crates?
Like most importantly, you want to put your dog where it's safe. And when I was doing research about crates, there was a lot of people that put in the reviews, "Oh my God, my dog's paw got stuck between the metal," or, "I scratched myself." And there was a lot of complaints about how cheaply and poorly it was made. And so first I wanted to make pod safe. Like there's no sharp edges or corners where your dog can hurt themselves. And then the plastic, polypropylene, is the same plastic that baby bottles are made out of. So it's very safe, but it's also very durable so that your dog can't chew through it.
Right. But if your dog licks it, like they're going to be okay because dogs lick everything.
They're going to be fine. Yeah. And also I was, when I was doing the research, I said, "Oh, my crate smells and I don't know how to get the smell out." So it's odor resistant. And you could easily take the bed insert out and wash it and wipe down the pod. And another thing is that it's easily collapsible. The metal crates were impossible for me to, because you have to because it's you have to pull on both sides, and I couldn't figure out how to collapse it in New York. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is so annoying." So I knew that being able to collapse it was one of the things that we had to solve. Like, how do we make it collapse so that you could put it away underneath the couch when someone's coming over, or like when you want to go somewhere, you want to like check into a hotel, but your dog's and you want to like provide a safe space for them. Mm-hmm. So then
yeah, that's a great solution. Because like when Lucy was a puppy, she was like 5 months old, and we drove from Pittsburgh to the beach in New Jersey, which is like, I don't know, 7 hours or something away. And we were staying at like a little beach house, and she was still being crate trained at the time. But there was no way I could, first of all, the metal crates are hard to collapse. But then there was like, even if I did collapse it, there's just no way I could fit it in my car and everything, because like they're still really clunky. And so I ended up making her, I called it her cabana, and I made her sleep in the closet at night. Since we didn't have like a crate or anything, I just kind of like barricaded her into like the little closet in the house that we were staying in. That was her like little vacation cabana. But like having something that was easy to collapse, like if everyone goes online and watches the video on your Kickstarter, you can see like it just collapses so easily, like you're folding a box or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super easy. So why do you think that, like when you were doing all your research and there was nothing else like this on the market, like why has no one else made a better crate until you came along?
Okay, I know the reason for that. because it's very, very expensive.
Okay.
Because let's say if someone came up with something beautiful, in order for you to go prototype it, design it, and then because you have to reiterate. So every time I prototype something, it was like thousands of dollars. So I couldn't imagine, like, I mean, I do have a full-time job, and I couldn't imagine anyone else like coming up with something saying, and especially if it's made out of plastic, because you have to pay for the tooling for the mold, and you know, and you want to test the product before, but then every time you test a product, you iterate, you improve the design. It's like thousands of dollars.
Because you have to make a new mold every time.
Well, not new mold. You have to, yeah, you have to actually make the prototype, but it has to be milled out of plastic, because you don't want to actually go into the mold without knowing for sure what it's going to look like.
Okay.
So I was like, how is anyone going to figure this out unless they work for a big corporation? Because it's such a big product that's why if it's something small, then you could prototype easily and you can 3D print it. But because it was so big that it's not so easy unless you work for a company that backs you right. Research and
unless you're working for like NASA, and NASA is not really in the dog crate business.
Yeah. So
okay,
that's why. Mm-hmm.
So we did hear a few puppies earlier. So you have your dog Monkey, who's the inspiration for all of this, but you have other dogs, and you have like a niece or nephew dog that hangs out with you. So tell us about the pack that you have at your house right now.
Okay, so we got 4 dogs. Monkey is a Coton, and the 3 dogs are Shih Tzus, but they're all boys. It's Monkey, Coco, Brownie, and Max. But Coco, he's like the caretaker. He's really soft. So we give him a pink collar because we're like, he's like kind of like the mother hen, you know?
Aww.
Yeah. And then I got a 3-year-old son. So the house is crazy.
Does your son like to help out with the dogs at all?
I mean, no. I mean, he just likes holding Monkey because he's really small, and he says that's Monkey's his favorite. So it's really cute, but Monkey runs whenever he sees him.
So what was Monkey's breed again?
Oh, he's a Coton de Tuileries.
Okay.
It's like a French Havanese version.
Oh, that's neat. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
How did you...
I've never heard it either until I got him. Yeah.
And how did you meet Monkey? How did you guys come to be together?
My ex-fiance brought him for me. Yeah.
Aww.
He surprised me, so.
And the dog is still around, but the guy is gone. So I would have made the same decision. I'm with you.
Yeah. So
good choice. So tell us, like, what do you, obviously Monkey is a very fun puppy, and Coco and Max and Brownie, right? Mm-hmm. Did I get all the names right? So what kind of like personality traits, or how do they inspire you throughout the day? Or maybe they don't, maybe they inspire you to like leave your computer and go outside or something like that. Like what do you guys, what's your relationship like?
So Monkey, he's my heart because, like he was my first, he was my 9th dog, but he was the first dog that was mine. Like I was the sole provider for him. Mm-hmm. Like, and when I was living in New York, I was pregnant with my son, and I went through something very difficult. And, you know, my dog Monkey, he saved me. Mm-hmm. And I know so many stories from people like that, where their dog, like, looks after them, you know, they do so much for you. And so Monkey has my heart, and so he inspires me, you know. He saved me throughout my whole pregnancy, gave me a reason to go outside and walk and get out of the house. And, you know, they give you a purpose. Mm-hmm. So I love that. And that's why, you know, I was like, Monkey, So I named a company after Monkey. It's called Chasing Monkey, which was his Instagram handle.
Yeah.
So Monkey's my inspiration. And then Coco, Brownie, and Max, they're all very sweet in their own way. They all have like really interesting personality because Brownie's like the head honcho. He's like, don't mess around with me. Everyone listens to me. And Coco's like very soft. And then Max is just like kind of free for all. He just wants to have fun. He's brute.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Are the three Shih Tzus, are they related?
So Coco and Brownie are brothers.
Okay.
And Max, my sister just like found him on the street.
Aww.
And he was lost and he was living out of a trash can and he looked like Mad Max. Like he looked crazy. So, and then she took him to the vet and got him all taken care of. And he turned out to be the best dog. Like such a cute lap dog. And I guess because he was homeless for so long, he just loves being next to people. So he'll just, and he's like a chubby Shih Tzu, or we'll say he's big boned, but he'll just like lay on you. He always wants to touch you, or like he thinks he's a cat. So he'll come and sit on your lap. Meanwhile, he's like 18 pounds. So
that sounds so cute. It sounds like really fun to hang out with all of them all day or whenever you're there. Yeah.
Whenever I'm working there, all four of them like sit on the bed and then they all stare at me.
Like, feed us.
Yeah, like, hey, we're waiting.
That's so awesome. Well, I know that you have a busy day because your Kickstarter is live. So I'm going to let you go and get to that. But tell everyone where they can find you online and where they can find your Kickstarter.
Okay. You can find us online at www.chasingmonkey. It's just chasingmonkey.com, or on Instagram, the handle's chasingmonkey. And you can find us on Kickstarter as PAWD, PAWD, not like PAWD.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's so awesome.
And we're on Facebook too, so you can, all those messages come directly to me and my colleagues, so we'll answer any questions you have.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be on this podcast today, and good luck launching this product.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast. You can fetch show notes for this episode at wearwagrepeat.com. If you like what you hear, please subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And until next time, Lucy and I will see you around the dog park.